Okay, so this is the exit ticket from class today, and while not everybody may have completed this yet, I wanted to be respectful of those that did, and knowing that you have a skills check tomorrow, go ahead and give you the opportunity to review your work. So the first question said, which of the following best describes the range of the function? So I know I'm focusing on range. So again, range refers to our y values, which is a vertical description. So we're looking vertically at this graph to determine the span of the graph as it moves along the y-axis. So my first step is to identify the lowest value, the minimum value on the y-axis. So I see here that this graph goes as low as 4 on the y-axis. So I know 4 is less than or equal to y. I knew it was or equals to because that ordered pair 0, 4 is a part of the function. It is touching 4. But then whenever I'm trying to find the maximum value, although I didn't draw it on here, that graph does continue going. It does continue to expand. The only time you would assume it ends is if it had solid dots or open dots saying that it ended. So this graph actually continues to move up forever and ever and ever. There's no maximum value. So there's nothing that I'm going to write over on the other side. So I can also rewrite this backwards. Instead of 4 is less than or equal to y, I can say y is greater than or equal to 4. So if you exchange the order, you also have to flip that inequality sign so it says the same thing. I did not change anything there. I just wrote it in a different way. So in other words, our range is all real numbers greater than or equal to 4. So that's going to be this last option here. And again, we could also just look at those answer choices and compare it to the graph. I know it's not all real numbers because it has a lowest point. It's nothing below 4. Less than 0, well, it doesn't even go to 0. Less than 4, no number less than 4 is expressed in this graph. The only one that makes sense is the numbers that are greater than or equal to 4. Okay, next one. It said, which functions have the same domain? Well, in order to figure out which ones have the same domain, we have to obviously identify the domains. So graph 1, I see that for domain, we are specifically discussing our horizontal change, or x. So we're looking horizontally at these graphs. So for graph 1, I see that my minimum value on the x-axis is at 0, and it is closed. And then I see that it goes all the way to 5, and that circle is also closed. So then that's our domain for graph 1. 0 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 5. Graph 2, again, we're looking horizontally. This is our x-axis for our domain. So I see it starts at 0 and it is closed. Domain is always x, and then it goes until 5, and that one is also closed. And then graph 3, again, domain horizontally, we're looking at our x-axis here. I see it starts at x is 0, and that's a closed circle. And then this one goes all the way until x is 7, and that one is also closed. So the two that have the same domain are going to be graphs 1 and 2. Graph 3 did not have the same domain as the others. Okay.